Sleep paralysis. Two simple words that carry with them one of the most terrifying experiences the human mind can endure. Picture this. You open your eyes in the middle of the night. Your room is quiet, still, familiar. You can hear your breathing, feel the faint thud of your heartbeat echoing in your ears. Everything seems normal until you try to move. Your arm stays where it is. You try to lift your head. Nothing. You open your mouth to call for help, but no sound escapes. In that moment, you realize you are completely conscious and completely trapped inside your own body. For many, the first time it happens is pure confusion. They've never heard the term sleep paralysis before. They only know the raw, cold fear that comes with losing control of their own body. They feel an invisible weight pressing on their chest, squeezing the air from their lungs. And sometimes, that's only the beginning, because what happens next pushes the experience from unsettling into the realm of nightmare. Across cultures and centuries, people have tried to explain this terrifying state. In medieval Europe, victims told of a night hag, a sinister figure who sat on their chest, stealing their breath. In Japan, the experience is called kanashibari, where vengeful spirits bind the sleeper's body. In the Caribbean, it's often blamed on an evil spirit sent by someone with a grudge. Different names, different explanations. Yet the stories are eerily similar. Science explains sleep paralysis as a glitch between two states of being. Normally, during REM sleep, the stage where we dream our bodies are paralyzed to stop us from physically acting out what we redreaming. It's a safety mechanism. But sometimes, the brain wakes up before the body does. The result? You're mentally alert, but your muscles are still locked in the paralysis of REM sleep. You're stuck in a strange limbo, caught between dreaming and waking. For some, this lasts just a few seconds. For others, it can stretch into a full minute or more, 60 endless seconds of fear. And then, for many, there's the sense that something is in the room with them. Not just an imagined feeling, but a deep, primal certainty. They can't move to look directly, but in the corner of their vision, they catch shapes that shouldn't be there. One man described waking to find a tall shadow standing at the foot of his bed, its head brushing the ceiling. It didn't move. It didn't speak. It simply watched. Every nerve in his body screamed to run, but the paralysis held him in place. Just as he thought he couldn't bear it any longer, the shadow began to lean toward him slowly, impossibly, and then, just like that, his body released. The figure was gone. Psychologists will tell you these visions are hallucinations. Your half-dreaming mind trying to explain the terror of being frozen. Your chest feels heavy because your muscles are still under the influence of REM paralysis. So your brain invents a figure pressing down on you. But that explanation leaves one unsettling detail unanswered. Why do people all over the world see the same shapes, the same shadows, the same faceless watchers? In some accounts, the intruder doesn't just stand there. People report hearing footsteps circling the bed, a whisper brushing against their ear, or the sensation of hands gripping their ankles. Others feel the bed sink, as though someone or something has just sat down beside them. The visions are vivid, immersive, and unforgettable. Many can still recall every detail, years after the episode. Daytime doesn't always bring safety. Some people have experienced sleep paralysis while napping, the sunlight streaming into the room, and still felt the same overwhelming presence nearby. Imagine waking to see a dark silhouette standing in the bright doorway, unmoving, out of place in the daylight. The logical part of your brain tells you it can be real, but you can move to prove it. The phenomenon has even sparked theories that go far beyond the scientific explanation. Some suggest that these moments are not hallucinations at all, but glimpses into another layer of reality. Perhaps sleep paralysis creates a state where our minds are open to something normally unseen. Entities that use our frozen state to approach without resistance. Skeptics dismiss this as superstition, but for those who have seen the same shadow again and again, across years and in different places, the idea feels far too real. There's a darker psychological side too. Frequent episodes can erode a person's sense of safety in their own home. People develop insomnia, terrified of what they might see or feel the next time they lose control. Some sleep with lights on, others change the layout of their room so they can always see the door. Yet even with these precautions, the episodes return. Science has connected sleep paralysis to irregular sleep patterns, high stress, and conditions like narcolepsy. It's more likely to happen if you sleep on your back. But knowing the cause doesn't take away the fear. When you're lying there, unable to move, your mind screaming at your body to do something, anything, it doesn't matter if you understand the biology. The terror feels real because, in that moment, it is real, and perhaps the most disturbing part. Sometimes, multiple people in the same household report having sleep paralysis on the same night and seeing the same figure. Science has no easy answer for that. In the end, sleep paralysis sits at the crossroads of science and the supernatural. It's a neurological phenomenon that can be mapped in brain scans, and yet it's also a deeply personal, almost spiritual terror that defies easy explanation. Whether you believe it's a trick of the brain or a glimpse into a hidden reality, one thing is certain: when it happens to you, it feels all too real. So if you wake one night and find you can't move, try to stay calm. Tell yourself it will pass. Remind yourself that it's just your mind waking before your body. But as you lie there, eyes open, unable to move or call for help, and the shadows in the room seem to shift and breathe, you might start to wonder whether you're truly alone. Because in that fragile space between dreaming and waking, the line between reality and nightmare begins to blur. You may never know which side you've been on. In the eerie realm where dreams and reality intertwine, there exists a horrifying phenomenon known as sleep paralysis. Imagine finding yourself in a state of conscious awareness, yet utterly unable to move or speak, trapped within your own body while an oppressive presence looms over you, stealing your breath and tormenting your mind. Sleep paralysis is a terrifying experience that has captivated and frightened humanity for centuries. It's a moment when the veil between the waking world and the dream world grows thin, blurring the lines between what is real and what is not. Sleep paralysis can strike at any moment, catching individuals off guard and plunging them into a nightmarish scenario. In this state, your eyes may shoot open, but your eyelids feel heavy as if an invisible force is keeping them shut. Your muscles become unresponsive, your voice caught in your throat as if locked by an unseen hand. You are aware of your surroundings, perhaps sensing the familiar contours of your bedroom, yet you cannot interact with them. Your arms and legs feel leaden, your torso a prison from which there seems to be no escape. Some have even reported their entire bodies feeling like ice. Paralyzed in bed, unable to scream for help, you find yourself at the mercy of your own immobile form. Panic may set in, the realization that you're trapped intensifying with each passing moment. Your heart pounds in your chest, a frantic tattoo against the bars of your physical cage. Your mind races, desperately seeking an escape from this horrifying predicament. But no matter how hard you try, you remain locked in place. As the minutes drag by, the terror of sleep paralysis can become all-consuming. You might find yourself suspended in this state for what feels like an eternity, the boundaries of time itself becoming distorted. During these moments, some individuals report auditory hallucinations, hearing whispers or voices that seem to emanate from the very walls of their room. These sounds can be unsettling, sometimes even accusatory, as if unseen entities are reveling in your fear. The air around you may grow heavy, charged with an oppressive atmosphere that makes it difficult to breathe. A sense of dread and impending doom may settle over you, amplifying the feeling that you are not alone. And then there are the apparitions, the manifestations that turn sleep paralysis into a terrifying ordeal. Some people report seeing shadowy figures standing at the foot of their bed or looming over them, their faces obscured or terrifyingly distorted. Others describe witnessing grotesque creatures with sharp claws or teeth, their eyes gleaming with a sinister light. These apparitions can take on various forms, sometimes resembling humans with twisted expressions or animalistic features. They may appear and disappear at will, taunting you with their presence. If they do choose to reveal themselves, their features may be contorted in a silent scream or frozen in a menacing grin. Some have even reported seeing demonic figures with horns and glowing red eyes, their presence radiating an otherworldly evil. In more extreme cases, individuals may find themselves levitating above their own bodies, observing the room from a detached perspective. This out-of-body experience can be both surreal and terrifying, heightening the feeling of being trapped in a nightmare. When the apparition draws closer, its malevolent intent becomes more apparent. Its eyes, burning like hot coals, seem to bore into yours, extracting your very essence. It leans closer, its breath a putrid cloud that fouls your nostrils. And if you could scream, you would, but your vocal cords are paralyzed. You thrash wildly, but your limbs are leaden, betraying you in your moment of need. And then it strikes, its touch searing like fire or ice, depending on who you ask. Victims of sleep paralysis have reported both extreme temperatures from the same touch. Some say that the creature merely sucks the breath from their lungs, leaving them gasping and weak. Others claim that the entity latches onto their chests and squeezes until every bit of air is expelled from their body. When the specter departs, leaving you gasping and trembling in the aftermath of the encounter, the paralysis slowly recedes. You may find yourself drenched in sweat, your heart still pounding erratically in your chest. As the first tendrils of dawn begin to creep over the horizon, you become aware of the morning light filtering through your window. The oppressive darkness that had blanketed your room during the attack seems to lift, revealing the mundane objects of your bedroom in a new light. With trembling hands, you push the covers aside and try to get out of bed, each movement stiff and awkward from the prolonged immobility. Your mind is still racing, replaying the events of the previous minutes over and over again. It may take some time before you can fully grasp that you are safe, that the nightmare you just endured was nothing more than a figment of your sleep-induced imagination. But if you were visited by something truly evil, then your terror is far from over, because what you just experienced was merely a warning, a prelude to what is to come. Over the following days, you may notice subtle changes in your life. Objects may begin to move on their own, whispers may seem to follow you, and shadows may flicker at the edge of your vision. You may also start having recurring nightmares that leave you shaken and anxious upon waking. These nightmares may feature the same creature that tormented you during your initial encounter with sleep paralysis, its presence growing more vivid and threatening with each passing night. The line between the dream world and reality blurs, leaving you questioning the nature of your experiences. You may find yourself doubting your own sanity as you struggle to comprehend the events that seem to be unfolding both in your dreams and in your waking hours. The mere anticipation of sleep becomes a source of dread, knowing that the solace of dreams may once again turn into a terrifying labyrinth. As the supernatural forces that have a hold of you intensify their presence, you may notice physical signs within your home that defy rational explanation. Unexplained scratches may appear on your walls or furniture, doors may creak open on their own, and a pervasive sense of unease may permeate every room you inhabit. You may find it increasingly difficult to perform everyday tasks, your mind constantly on edge, expecting the next terrifying incident to occur. Simple chores like washing dishes or brushing your teeth may turn into daunting challenges as you struggle to focus amidst the growing chaos around you. Sleep paralysis is a phenomenon that has been documented throughout history, often being attributed to supernatural causes. In ancient times, it was believed to be a result of evil spirits or demons that had the ability to control the body while the person was sleeping. Now, while it can certainly be a frightening experience, it's important to remember that sleep paralysis is a natural phenomenon that can affect anyone. It occurs when the brain transitions between wakefulness and sleep, leading to a temporary paralysis of the muscles. However, there are certain medical conditions and sleep disorders that can increase the likelihood of experiencing sleep paralysis. These include narcolepsy, sleep apnea, and restless leg syndrome. Additionally, the use of certain medications or substance abuse can also contribute to episodes of sleep paralysis. If you suspect that you may be suffering from a sleep disorder, it's important to seek professional help. A healthcare provider can conduct a thorough evaluation, ask about your symptoms, and perform any necessary tests to determine the underlying cause. Treatment options will vary depending on the diagnosis and may involve a combination of lifestyle changes, therapy, and medication. There are also certain techniques that can be helpful in managing sleep paralysis, such as maintaining a regular sleep schedule, getting enough sleep, and avoiding caffeine or alcohol before bedtime. Practicing good sleep hygiene can significantly reduce the frequency and severity of sleep paralysis episodes, allowing you to wake up feeling refreshed and ready to face the day. As we delve deeper into the realm of sleep paralysis, it's crucial to approach this topic with sensitivity and respect for those who have experienced it. Sleep paralysis can be a deeply unsettling and sometimes traumatic event for individuals, and it's important to create a safe space for them to share their stories without fear of judgment or ridicule. Therefore, I kindly ask that any comments or discussions related to sleep paralysis be conducted with empathy and understanding. Let us work together to foster a supportive community where everyone feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and experiences. Remember, kindness and compassion can go a long way in helping others who may be struggling with sleep paralysis or any other mental health concerns. Let us strive to create a positive and uplifting environment where all individuals feel valued and respected. Now, while it may be tempting to dismiss sleep paralysis as a mere figment of the imagination, it's essential to recognize the very real terror it inflicts upon those who experience it. The sudden onset of paralysis, the inability to move or speak, and the potential for terrifying hallucinations can be genuinely frightening. Moreover, the feeling of being trapped in your own body with no way to escape is a distressing experience that can evoke feelings of helplessness and vulnerability. What did you think about this video? Do you believe in ghosts? Have you ever experienced sleep paralysis? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss another amazing video.